This is Brittany of Winter is Female. I got Tara in the house.
Hey, 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 hey.
What's up, girl?
What's
How
up?
you doing?
I'm good. I'm
You good?
excited. I'm
You
excited to
excited?
talk about this episode.
Yes, dude. Me too. It felt like it was back to form of what Game of Thrones
Yeah.
used to be. And that is not to say that I don't love what Game of Thrones has become and grown
Right.
into over the years, but it really felt like that political game was back afoot.
Yeah, that strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, listeners, if you don't know, we're talking about the most recent episode of Game of Thrones,
Yeah, the last of the
episode 4.
Starks. Yeah. The
Mm,
last of the Starks, where they find out that one of the last of the Starks is not a Stark.
not really.
Well,
No,
kind of a Stark,
kind of a
but
Stark.
we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. So the episode opens up with everybody standing around all the bodies that have fallen
Yeah.
in the battle of the last episode, and it opens up first with Jorah
Yes.
and Danny crying over him.
I would cry too.
I was a little bit upset for her. And I mentioned this last episode, but he's been with us since season 1. He's been with Danny since season 1.
Yeah.
He is the original protector of her, really,
Honestly.
honestly, because her
Mm-hmm.
brother wasn't shit.
Fuck you,
Viserion wasn't shit.
Viserys. Fuck you, Viserys.
Everybody remember him. He was a little pussy bitch. Um,
Douchebag.
so Jorah has really been her protector this entire
Mm-hmm.
time,
Yeah.
and it's really sad to watch her leave him, or
Lay him to rest.
exactly. It was very sad. And then we got Sansa walking up to Theon and crying over him, and she left him with the pendant,
The Stark pendant.
Stark pendant,
That was so cute.
which was,
Oh, that was such a solidifying moment. That was
yeah,
literally saying like, you die as a Stark. Like no
yes.
matter you weren't
He
blood.
sacrificed everything for them. I
That's
mean,
see. You know what? And I think that calls back to you. You know, you were saying last
mhm,
episode that it felt like he wasn't being honored as a character like he should have been, and I feel like her giving him that pin was that thing.
I agree.
So it felt very gratifying. I was like, "Yay, Brittany got her thing! She
Hopefully, he
got
was
it!"
looking back in the afterlife like, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
We hope
Oh,
the Lord of
Theon.
Light helped you out,
Oh,
dude.
Theon.
So then we go back that night
Mm,
in the halls of Winterfell. They are partying it up,
drunk,
drunk,
lit,
partying it up. They just got done with the biggest battle of the entire world,
traumatic battle.
traumatic, and they lost some very important people. Not as many people as I thought they were gonna lose, but
True.
it is what it
Yeah.
is. We still got a few more episodes to go.
Yeah.
A few more episodes to go. It might hurt a little bit. We'll see. They might completely surprise all of us and not kill anybody big.
Just like, I'm
Which would be
just
the biggest
kidding.
twist.
Oh, even though episode 5 that's gonna come on this Sunday, which is Mother's Day. Uh there was speculation. I don't know, was it you that told me that?
Yeah, so Game of Thrones has this weird thing, and I don't know if anybody has ever paid attention to this. I'm sure people have. But what they do is when they release episodes on a holiday, it tends to have some type of theme with that holiday. And I don't know if they do it on purpose or
Mm.
not. It always just seems to fall into it. So like the year that John was resurrected,
Uh-huh.
he came back on Easter Sunday.
I do
He was
recall that.
resurrected, and like I've said a couple times in the episode, the Lord of Light is supposed to be the Christianity of Westeros. So I
Yep.
really think they did that on purpose, and
Mhm.
it was meant to be symbolic. Father's Day, they killed Tywin.
Oh.
And then there was another one that they did something funky. What was this past one?
This past one?
Yeah, never mind. I think the last one was with John on Easter Sunday, but
Okay.
they have a habit
Was
of
I was
doing
gonna
that.
ask, was Red Wedding happen to be on Mother's Day one time?
I
With Catelyn
don't
Stark?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't watching Game of Thrones at that time. Like, I wasn't
Right,
watching
right.
it in real time as
Mm.
everybody else. I don't know when it fell on, but my theory is on Mother's Day they're gonna do something to Cersei,
Yup. I.
maybe her child.
Mhm.
So look out for that. it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. I hope so. I hope it's fun.
Yeah.
I hope they don't disappoint us.
I agree. I'm ready. I'm ready to be shook.
So while they're partying, Danny decides to make Gendry Lord of Storm's End. She declares that he is now the lawful son of Robert Baratheon. How'd you feel about that?
Okay, so when he initially got her from the table
Mhm.
and
Looking for Arya.
mhm, which we knew was gonna
uh,
happen.
we knew
Pro celebratory
she
events.
did something to him.
You know what? There was a reason he was asleep by the end of that. Anyway, anyway, when he initially got her from the table and um, he began walking and Danny, had called his name.
Mhm.
Um, I really thought she was about to do some shit. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, a lot of her actions as of late haven't deemed her um as like I don't want to say nice queen,
Mhm.
but a queen with like a sense of humanity.
You said none of her actions have made
Like
her.
as of late, like some of the choices she's made like up to this point, like
Yeah.
overall, have made her
Yeah.
seem like almost a little inhumane and power thirsty, which we've talked about before.
Right.
So I felt like she was looking for a moment to almost redeem herself, like
She was
with that,
definitely
especially
pulling.
with
She was
her,
pulling a move.
yeah,
She was playing a
especially with
game.
her animosity towards Baratheons
Mhm.
anyway. And she knows that Gendry is Robert Baratheon's bastard son. So
Right. And that he didn't know that he was Robert. So he really has no sense of loyalty to the Baratheon house,
right,
which is, I think, the only reason why she did that. Because I really think that if he were his actual lawful son, she probably would have roasted him.
definitely, quickly.
I think she was definitely playing the game, and I loved that Sansa picked up on that. And I think that Danny is just not prepared for this game.
Nope.
She's not prepared for this game. She is a little bit in over her head,
Mhm.
and it's very clear to me because she didn't even realize that Sansa noticed them. Tyrion noticed that Sansa was looking at them.
Mhm.
But Danny didn't seem to under. She doesn't seem to understand how this game works whatsoever, whatsoever.
No, not at all.
And I don't. If they have her win this game, having not learned anything of it yet, I personally did not think that would be bullshit. I think that Danny has to lose this, overall. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how they go.
And I feel just just one more comment on that. Um, the part where John was talking with everyone else, and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're a war hero, and
Mhm.
you're this, you're that. Like you're a king. You're like, oh, like who rides a dragon?
Right.
Like a madman or a
Unless a
king?
madman.
Yeah."
Yeah.
And I I don't know if you picked up on Danny's body language as she was overhearing that. Like I feel like,
She looks pissed,
yeah,
or a little like just, or not necessarily pissed, but uncomfortable.
yeah, she definitely
Very
looked
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. And then it was also like with her knowing his true identity, like
Mhm.
she's already still like trying to deal with that, and then having all these people rally behind him already
Exactly.
after like a really big war, call him a war hero
Mhm.
and call him a king and give him
And
all
she's
these
not getting
accolades
any
already.
recognition.
Right, and she's just sitting there like in her chair, and she's just like pissed. She's like, once again, I'm trying to make a way for myself, and I have to stand behind this dude who was actually the true heir to the throne.
But what I don't understand about Danny in that moment was, why didn't she get up over and go over there and like you know what I mean? Like
That's true.
attempt to
Unwind.
attempt to be joking and like give John his accolades, because then they would respect you if you gave John his accolades too. And
Right.
then I'm sure John would have returned a favor, because that's the type of dude that John is. I just feel like Danny doesn't know how to play this game. She doesn't know how to be charming.
Mhm.
She knows how to conquer.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna work in Westeros.
Which is probably why she's probably went as through as many as advisors as she has,
Right.
because she doesn't know. And then
She can't finesse.
whoever does try to help her or try to help her get ahead in the game, she ends up like, no, I want to do this my way.
Mm. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
She doesn't know how to play roles.
Danny is, and I guess John does this too. It's kind of a flaw in a lot of people in this game. They don't know how to bend.
Mhm.
Um, when things aren't, they're not self aware enough to know how to bend. And if you don't bend, you break.
Right.
So, and I feel like Danny's about to break. If she hasn't already at the
She's
end of this
definitely starting
episode.
to splinter.
But what I really liked about that scene too was that Varys is he has been laying low for so many seasons, and he finally
Man.
started to pick up tonight.
Mhm.
He finally
Mhm.
started to pick up tonight, and he was sitting there watching her, and he could see on her face what she was going through.
Mhm.
And I think he was starting to. I don't know if he was starting to plan at that moment. I just think that he knew that something was wrong.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he knew what it was, but he was kind of like, what is this dynamic happening
Right.
between Danny and John right now?
Mhm.
But anywho, so they continue to party. Everybody's starting to have sex. Everybody's going off in pairs and stuff. They're playing Never Have I Ever,
Oh
pretty
my
much the Westerosi
god.
version of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tyrion asks Brienne if she's a virgin.
None of your damn business, Tyrion. You fucking imp.
He
Ugh.
knew what he was doing. He was setting
I
up
know he was trying to set up, but he
he
did a.
was setting up the swoosh for Jamie. That's what he was doing.
He was shooting the shot for him. Jamie didn't need no help though.
He didn't. He didn't, but Tyrion thought he did. And if you really think about it, Jamie probably ain't got no game because he's only slept with Cersei. So Tyrion had to set up the swoosh. He had to. He had to help him out a little bit.
Okay. Okay. I'll allow it. I really don't think Jamie will need help. Like I feel like once,
Yeah,
like
Jamie cute.
right, like Jamie knows Jamie. Okay, Jamie knows Jamie. Even with his one hand, okay, I'm sure he could be out here getting bitches. Okay, like after like if he just really like reached a point like which he probably gonna do on Sunday, but if he really just reached a point where he was like, fuck Cersei,
Hmm.
I'm out here, all my
He
kids are
he
dead.
can have he
Okay,
can have a
I'm
lot of
free.
women.
Like I mean, I'm
He
free.
can
That's
have
the
a lot of
fucking thing
women.
to say, but
And he's technically the Lord of Casterly Rock. He could get all. He could get them all.
dude,
He really could.
I'm pretty sure
But he
like
wants
if he could
Brienne,
walk
which
into a
just touches
brothel.
my heart. 'Cause she's never had that before.
uh,
But anyway, she gets all offended and she stands up. Actually, I don't think she was offended. I think she kind of looked at Jamie in that moment. Maybe she was kind of embarrassed, but this
oh
is just
yeah,
the
maybe a
interpretation I
little.
had. I was like, she got up and was like, "Excuse me," and disappeared. And she didn't seem all that surprised, in my opinion, when he shows up later. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, she said she had to
Uh,
pay. Which is a girl's
and
excuse.
Tormund
Like,
like
I'm
tried to
not about
break
to
it.
answer your question,
Exactly.
but it
I'm out
might
of here.
be, yeah.
And I don't know why she. Oh, well, she was embarrassed, I guess. But I don't know. I felt like in medieval times, she's an unmarried woman.
She's a knight.
She is a knight.
What man gonna get behind that? A female knight, especially in those times? She's
Yeah.
definitely breaking gender norms, which they don't like
Yeah, and she's been
that.
kicking everybody ass
Right.
for since
And
season
she is a
two.
tall ass woman.
Yeah, Jamie wasn't afraid of him. Okay.
Which Tyrion brings up later.
Okay.
Uh,
So anywho, Sansa walks up to the Hound because the Hound has scared some poor girl off that just wanted to. She just wanted to hang out with you. She just wanted to sleep with you. She just wanted to make you
you,
happy.
dude, you know how he is. I don't know what it is about the Hound, but I don't know. Maybe something happened in his before all this.
I mean, he don't like people because of his brother.
Oh,
He'll. I mean,
I mean that the
his
Mount.
brother really messed him up. I feel like he just
I
really.
think they just a pair of messed up brothers.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
messed each other up.
And then he like growled at her, and I was like, dude, you need to
That's
chill
why you called
out.
the Hound.
You
You
need to
fucking
chill out.
dog.
But Sansa walks up to him, no longer afraid of him, like she used to be. Looked him in the eye. When she sat down and they had a conversation about basically her being raped and the stuff that she went through.
That was like that sounded like the most. It was so weird. Like they I feel like they were treating it like it was tense conversation,
Hmm.
but there was a lack of empathy in it.
I think that's who the Hound and Sansa are, though.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like, I can't picture the Hound.
that's
Even with
true.
Arya, he is
That's nothing in
not.
his disposition.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is not a kind-hearted. I mean, I think underneath it all he is, but he never I honestly don't know how they see that he's a good person. I don't know how we see that he's a good person. Because
Honestly,
he does things that are nice.
right?
He doesn't talk like he's nice
He doesn't.
at all. And the way he said, "I heard you were broken and rough," I was like, "See, now listen."
Disrespectful.
So disrespectful. But Sansa didn't seem to be that affected by it because she's right. She's seen a lot of stuff. There's nothing that he can say to her. There's nothing that he can do to her at this point that is
Yeah.
not as horrible as
True.
what she went through with Ramsay and with his crazy ass girlfriend he had.
Mm,
And it was a lot of. I saw this BuzzFeed article actually um, that was upset with the fact that she said that if that didn't happen to her, um, that she wouldn't be the woman that she is today. That she would have been a little bird all her life. And they were like pretty much saying, "Oh, she's saying that it was a good thing it happened to her," and like that kind of stuff. And that's just not how I took it
no.
at all. I
No.
took it as her.
Healing from her experience.
Exactly. Exactly. The only way that you are going to heal, the only you have to come to terms with the fact that something bad happened to you. You have to acknowledge that.
Right.
And to say that she didn't change because of that is just it's silly to
And
me.
it's a disservice to her character.
It really is because she has grown tremendously. She's
Hmm.
one of the smartest people on the show at this point. I know there's a lot of people out there that disagree with me. I don't give a fuck. I think Sansa is playing the game fucking well right
She's
now.
definitely making good moves.
She is, and she finally learned from Littlefinger. She knew what she was doing with that information later on that we're gonna talk about. But I think we're not giving her enough credit as to how much she has grown.
Absolutely.
Gendry runs off after he is made Lord of Storm's End.
He geeked.
Get
He's like, I'm alive and I'm a lord. What?
looking for
Where's
Arya.
Arya?
Looking for
Where's
his
baby
girl.
girl? I
He
need
kissed
her.
She almost killed him with the bow and arrow.
Bro, he almost died.
But he kissed her and asked her to be his lady.
Yo, okay, bro, man. Promise unfulfilled. My heart broke. I mean, I knew Arya was
Yeah.
not gonna accept that proposal
Yeah, I didn't see it ending well for Gendry.
because, like I said, that was a totally different Arya. A much younger, a much naive, much more naive Arya.
I'm honest. You know what though, I'm surprised she made that promise because she always knew that she didn't want to be a lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm very surprised. I'm not surprised that she.
Well, I'm sorry. That's not. I don't think Arya necessarily agreed to the promise, but that was a promise Gendry made to her.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And
Yeah, she wouldn't have.
yeah, and then she was like, "No, I'm not a lady."
Mhm.
And I was like,
Another half better.
right." And everybody else knew. You knew.
Everybody.
She out here slinging daggers and spears
Right, everybody else getting drunk in the hall right
killing
now.
whites
Everybody else
with
having
concussions.
sex. She wasn't looking for you.
Right. Everybody is pissy drunk, and she back here shooting arrows,
Prepared.
perfecting her craft.
She ain't trying to be no lady, and she not leaving the north. Oh, well, I guess like now she is, but
Before.
that I mean to live though.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Nah.
can't see it.
No.
So Jamie and Brienne hook up. He show up to her room,
Yo.
trying to undo his top
Oh.
with his one hand.
Oh my god.
And Brienne get pissed.
Yo.
Let me do it.
Yo, like this is not progressing as fast as I wanted to. I mean, granted, he only got one hand though. A man can only work so
baby.
fast with one hand.
I know. And he was trying. He had his mouth on it and shit.
I'm gonna get this shit off. I'm gonna
Get me some.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say this goddamn outrip this bitch.
So she helped him out his clothes, and then he reached for her. Did he reach? No, he reached for with his real hand. I thought he reached with his metal hand for a second, but he reached with.
Could you imagine? Like this,
just a stomp.
like that's like fucking what's the name? The butler from Scary Movie. The butler. He was like, my turn.
My no hand.
Caressing her face. Okay, we
So
done.
he
Sorry,
tried to
Jamie.
untie her stuff. She's like, "What you doing? Taking off your shirt?"
Taking off your shirt.
And she's like, "Let me do it." So she take off her shirt, and they start to get it on, and they hook up. And I was here for it,
Man,
bitch.
finally,
I was so
since
here
since
for
she
it,
shut
bitch.
down, Tormund's back
Yeah,
in
she.
the.
Oh,
Oh,
he got some. No, I forgot. We forgot to talk about that, but he got some after he got
he
rejected.
he did, but he was
He was sad about it. I
my
don't think he was
wild
actually sad.
my
I
wild
think
and
his
ginger,
ass.
my wild and ginger.
I think his ass was just playing the tears up to get the next girl.
I mean, I definitely think he was heartbroken, but yeah, the tears was extra. Definitely, he was like, "Oh, my woman don't want me back." Oh, oh no.
But I am super here for them finally getting together.
Yeah.
I There was some people that are upset about. I know there's always going to be people that are going to be
Upset about
against
what?
stuff. Against Jamie and Brienne hooking up. They say that it's supposed to be um a relationship of respect. And I always wonder to myself, and maybe this is just my opinion on things. I personally think that relationships should start with friendship
Mhm.
and respect,
Mhm.
and then you form a romantic
Mhm.
connection. And it always seems to me that people's opinions on these relationships, when they like are these friendship based relationships,
Yeah.
and they say it came out of nowhere, to me I'm always like, how not, like, how? Of course you're going to want to be with a friend. You
Yeah.
guys know you have chemistry, you know you have respect, you know the things they have done for other people. I never
Mm.
understood that
Oh, okay.
with like fandoms. And because
Oh,
they
and
did
it
the same
just
thing
like
with,
it like just happening out of nowhere. You mean?
exactly, they say it happens out of nowhere, but it's, to me, it's been building up for forever. They did the same thing with Rick and Michonne on The Walking Dead.
They sure did.
And they were
That
like,
was like
"Oh, this came out of
years.
nowhere." And I was like, "I've been shipping Rick and Michonne since she showed up to the prison and grabbed the
For
fence with the
sure.
baby formula
For
pen."
sure.
In that moment, I was like, "That's them." But a lot of people didn't see it coming. Apparently, I was always here for it.
As
She was
was
always
I.
protecting him.
I too.
And that's not this show, but the but the point is, relationships should start with that friendship,
Mhm.
and I don't understand why people are against it.
Yeah. Oh, you. Yeah. I definitely feel like Brienne and Jamie's relationship
Was
developed like that.
definitely set up
Yeah.
and has been in development.
Mhm. Mhm.
And maybe, I don't know the books. Apparently, the books maybe is more respect than romantic.
Oh, okay.
But that's not what they did on the TV show. And I personally have seen. Maybe it's just the chemistry between Nicolaj and what's her, Christy,
Oh, Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn
Thank you.
Christie.
Um, Maybe it's just the chemistry that they've always kind of had
Mhm.
that made it apparent to me.
Yeah.
But y'all gonna have to get over it. They hooked up.
It is what it
They
is.
hooked up. Then Danny shows up to John's chambers, and she tries to kiss him
No.
and get it on,
No.
and he was into it at
At
first,
first.
and then he pulls back, and she gets all mad, like, "You should have never told me you were a Targaryen. I wish you hadn't. You can't tell anyone else." Yes, like my villain,
Is that your
my villain
villainous
Danny.
voice? Yes.
But I feel like Danny is, she's spiraling a little bit. She got really mad when he was like, "I need to tell my sisters." And I feel like Danny has never had that type of bond with
So yeah, that's
somebody.
not something she will understand.
Maybe Masande, I suppose. Like, maybe.
Maybe.
Has she ever kept anything from Masande? I feel like she hasn't. So how can she not understand why he wouldn't want to tell his family that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying that he should have, because
Clearly.
in the end, what does it really do? But I can understand him wanting to be honest as John,
Yeah.
and he's honest to a fault. But she almost threatened him a little bit,
That ultimatum
you
was so
know?
unnecessary.
Yeah, like, the only way it's going to walk is if you don't tell them.
Dude, what?
Yeah, like, she gotta, Danny getting scary. She gotta turn
I
into a Cersei.
yo, look, Mad Queen parallels, all right?
Y'all crazy.
Man, Jamie might be a king slayer or queen slayer.
I think I think he is going to be.
The king and queen slayer.
So
All the slayers.
Danny gets all mad at John, and he vows that he is going to follow her
Yep.
as his queen, and it
Mhm.
doesn't matter if he's a Targaryen and he's the rightful heir to the throne. She's the queen.
He's like, I don't even want this shit.
Yeah. And he tries to play that up at the meeting where Danny wants to go marching into King's Landing, and Sansa says, "No, everybody just fought the long night."
Long night.
Danny,
Long night. Very
Danny is
long.
losing it. Like she's a very entitled, selfish character, in
Dude.
my opinion,
Oh my god. Girl.
and she just is gung ho, and it's like, girl, you got people. These are people fighting your battles for you.
She was like, look, I don't give a damn. Alright. Cersei don't want to bend the knee. That's on her. But I'm not playing. I'm lighting your shit up.
Hmm.
Okay? I'm busting the windows out your car.
Well, I just don't understand. I don't
Deal with
understand
it.
her. I don't understand why she's acting like that. It's
Is
just not. It's not a good game.
she's just so thirsty with power. She's going insane. She literally
Mhm.
doing what her daddy does.
Mhm.
She's trying so hard to obtain so much and keep obtaining. Like she's just literally obsessed with power and control.
She really
Like
is.
she literally will probably never she would probably never tire. She will never be satisfied.
No, she won't. And like I mentioned a million times before, she is a conqueror. She's not a
Mhm.
queen. And I think that is becoming very, very apparent. But after Sansa's authority is questioned and Jon doesn't back her up,
Mhm.
of course, all the Stark children is in on it. They like, Jon, hold up. Arya show up. Bran show up. Somebody wheeled him
It
over.
was like the Stark family call like who to who.
And they're like, we don't trust her, which I don't blame them. I mean, I get it. She came over. She brought her dragons. She brought her Unsullied. She brought her Dothraki, and she lost a lot of them. She lost
A lot.
a lot. She lost a dragon already, and she's lost all those people. So I get why she kind of wants some type of loyalty,
Yeah.
but they don't know you.
They don't know
They don't know. They were all thinking we in this together because we got a common enemy. Um, but they still feel like you ain't shit
you. Yeah.
because you acting like you ain't shit and you not trying.
I mean, she wasn't.
No, you just sitting there all by yourself. I mean, maybe she's an introvert. Maybe she don't. No, she know how to party. What the hell, Danny? You better get up. But no, they're in their woods, and Bran Bran
Oh,
tells it's
you
your
gotta,
choice.
dude.
That was so shady.
Dude, John's all like, you guys. Before I tell you, you gotta promise. Okay, sounds a head ass.
Well, he should have known. He as soon as she said,
Come
"Not to promise you," and
on,
I don't know what you.
bro. I was like, dude. I was like, Arya can change faces. I'm sure she can play. She can keep hella secrets. All right.
And she immediately was like, "Yeah, he should have known with Sansa. Like, how I'm gonna keep a secret now? I know what your secret is." She told him.
Did some shit let loose because of her in season one?
She was. I don't blame her for the stuff that happened in the early seasons because she was a child and it kind of manipulated her into doing stuff.
Okay.
I don't think it was season one. I think it was season. Oh no, she did a lot of shit in the early seasons actually. She lied and said that Arya or Joffrey didn't do something to Arya, and it ended
Yeah.
up getting her dire wolf killed.
Yeah.
And then she also wrote the letter to Rob. I think that was in season three, and that ended up leading to the Red Wedding, unfortunately. But she was kind of forced into that one.
Messy from the start.
That wasn't messy. She was a child, and she was
That's true.
forced. She was surrounded by enemies. So I understand Sansa's character a lot now. I think that first situation was but she was also 12.
Oh, that's
So
true.
she was a child, and I think she's grown up quite a bit. And unfortunately, we had to
Definitely.
watch her as a child and
Yeah.
watch her make childish decisions, and we all hated her for it because we're all adults, you know.
Fair.
And we
That's
know,
completely
and
fair.
we know better.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't think she can be faulted for that. And I feel like she's come up in recent seasons. But anywho, they cut away from their reaction to the fact that John is not their brother.
How do you feel? Yeah, because I was waiting for a reaction.
I would have rather have seen a reaction. I wanted to know how they felt about it.
Right.
Um, especially Arya,
Definitely
especially
Arya.
Arya, and I wanted to see because that's a huge part of their family was that
Big.
John was the bastard son.
Right.
Catelyn hated him.
Right.
They all loved him, and I don't even think Sansa really too much got along with him in the beginning. Of course, they have this huge bond now because they're family. They've
Mhm.
been through shit. But I think that I wanted to see that reaction. I wanted to see especially how Arya felt.
Primarily same, because I knew Brandon wasn't gonna have anything. It's your
Exactly.
choice.
And I wanted to see, and I suppose they gave it to us in a later scene, but I wanted to see Sansa's brain starting to work.
I
I
would
think we
have
would have benefited
loved
from that.
that.
Exactly. Exactly. So Bronn shows up into Winterfell, which how the hell did he get in
He
there?
got there fast.
Well, he got there fast. He got through the fucking
No
walls.
problem.
And he came slinking through Winterfell without anybody realizing he was there. But he threatens Jaime and Tyrion, telling them basically that the queen wants them dead,
Mm.
which didn't seem to come to us as a surprise to them, especially
I,
Tyrion.
I mean, Tyrion literally traded sides on her, so
Yeah,
he's just like, okay,
they've never gotten along.
right, never from the beginning.
But anyway, Bronn wants. He said that he kept a promise to Tyrion. Tyrion told him a long time ago that if anybody told Bronn to kill Tyrion
Mhm.
and they offered him money for it, that Tyrion would double it.
Yep.
So he said that he was offered what was he offered?
River Run.
River Run. And Tyrion offered him Highgarden, where the Martells are from, which is like the richest.
Oh, I was wondering where that was.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was where the Martells are from, and they were like the richest family
Yep.
around. So that is a big deal that he has his castle
Yeah.
or his promises castle. But I'm very interested to see how Cersei is going to react to him coming back because Tyrion at the end, she sees him.
Oh, so he's not dead. It's
Yeah.
like what I there was the thing that was supposed to be done, which involves you not being
And
here.
she didn't question it. We're gonna get to that, but she didn't question it. I'm gonna need Game of Thrones writers. I don't know what's going
Plot
on.
holes.
If maybe they'll address it later on, but I'm like,
We got to get there because
yeah.
because what happened before, that's probably where she had that I don't know, Scott. Well, she had that epiphany about like that Braun didn't kill.
Okay, let's get to
Yep.
it. We'll get to it. So Arya and the Hound decide they're going to King's Landing.
Yep.
The Hound is clearly going to go kill his brother. He's going to go kill the Mountain.
Somebody.
I
Somebody gotta
think
do it.
I think after that trauma of
The fire.
the fire, it triggered something. I think he's going back to go fuck him up.
Mm.
And Arya is clearly going to go kill Cersei. I don't know what do you think is motivating her?
Um.
Because I mean, it just happened. She decides to go after she finds out that Jon's a Targaryen.
Why was she originally on her list?
I think it was because ooh, I think it was because of Nymeria. No, it wasn't because of
It
Nymeria.
wasn't.
That's a
Was it
little
because of
harsh.
Ned?
It might have been because of Ned. I think it was all the Lannisters were on
Yeah,
her list
yeah,
because of Ned.
yeah. Because she basically orchestrated what led to Ned getting killed.
Right.
Um. Well, you
I
know what?
don't
Well,
think she cares about Jon being on the throne. I can't picture that unless her and Sansa.
I don't know. Maybe there was something that I don't know, but like honestly, her dad's death is honestly the only thing that I can
Right,
think
but
of. But that would make sense because with Melisandre telling her prophecy like, oh, you're gonna close a lot of eyes, da 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 da. Definitely one of them being Cersei, and then after she killed the Night King, I feel like there was just like you're gonna kill like three major people, like this is what it is, and but it just happened to be explained through riddles. So I think like with her killing the Night King, that's probably why she was practicing shooting the arrows so she could snipe Cersei.
see, I don't think they're doing that with the prophecy. I don't
Oh,
think
you don't think
Cersei is
they're doing?
part of the prophecy at
Okay.
all because I think I talked about this in our episode too. Originally speaking, it didn't say because the memes are all saying brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes.
Yeah.
But that's not how she said it.
Mm.
She said brown eyes, green or brown eyes,
Green eyes.
blue eye, or yeah, whatever
Yeah.
whatever she said was opposite in that
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
So I don't think Cersei is part of the prophecy at all.
Okay.
I do think she's going there to kill Cersei. I think that she is going to go fulfill her list,
Okay.
but I don't think she's going to do it. I don't,
Oh.
because I can't picture them giving her the Night King and Cersei. That's bullshit. That's complete
No.
bullshit.
Yeah. No.
It has to be Jamie. It
Yeah.
has to be Jamie that kills her, unless they decide not to go with that entire prophecy that's in the book, the Valonqar. So it has to be Jamie. It has to be. I think Arya is going to die on this mission.
Oh, like you think? Do you think it's gonna be she? She makes a mistake.
I think the Hound is just a zombie and a big ass honking zombie that's not like a white, you
Yeah.
know. And I think that it's gonna come down to the Hound probably getting his ass kicked. And either they're going to have to take down the mountain together, or they're not gonna make it.
Oh. Okay.
I think Arya has been wonderful so far. I think I put her on my death predictions list before. 'Cause I really don't think she's going to make it to the end of the season or the end of the series. But they will go out in a blaze of glory.
That's
I'm
true.
sure of it.
That's true. They would definitely, if she does die, they would definitely give her a memorable death.
Yeah. I think her and the Hound are going to go out together, and I think that would be the perfect way to end their story.
Hmm.
I really do. Trying to get to Cersei.
Yeah.
Maybe they die also killing the Mountain.
That yeah. That's a
Yeah,
yeah.
as they take him down.
Or maybe or maybe maybe she does try to go after Cersei by herself, but like something makes her fall short, and then Jamie does have to do it.
That's true. Maybe.
So I don't know. It's multiple possibilities. I think.
So Sansa tells Tyrion about John. And I am so here for it.
Just
I am so here
be
for
like, you
it.
want to hear a secret? I got something for
She
you.
knew what she was doing. She was,
Definitely.
and I think that she knew that Tyrion was the perfect person to tell because she trusts Tyrion
Yeah.
at least to some extent.
Yeah.
And I think she knew that he wasn't gonna run back to Dany and tell her
Mm.
that Sansa said something and blah 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 blah. I'm really curious if Bran and John told them what Dany didn't said about not telling people, or if they just told her. Just told them what happened.
Oh. Huh. I don't know.
Because I know they swore him to secrecy,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he told them like Dany knows, or you know
See,
what I
see,
mean, or if they just
that's
said
why that
he's
scene would have made sense.
y'all need to write stuff.
You need to write stuff.
Budget cuts. Also, speaking of budget cuts,
Oh, back to the budget cuts. What's going on?
John leaves Ghost with Tormund to go
Oh,
up north
dude, what?
and didn't even pet him. Does it cost more for them to go over and pet the damn dire wolf?
It's still a pet. It's still a
He
companion.
lost an ear for you, John. You couldn't walk over and say goodbye. That really, and poor Ghost whined.
Dude, bad owner. Okay.
Such a bad fucking owner. I'm so mad. And I own dogs. So it really hit home for me. You don't leave your dogs to no person talking about take them up north, take them up to the farm. That don't sound right.
That sound lazy. You sound lazy.
It's not like like Ghost gonna die. Whenever I hear send them off to the farm, go up north.
Oh.
That's the way I picture it. John, you ain't shit.
They better, man. They better give Ghost the
GOT
best
writers
happy
ain't shit for that
ending.
either. I'm so
John better go
mad.
get him.
How did he make it? He had his ear cut off and all those slices on his body, and Summer didn't make it like anywhere through the whites. How the hell did Ghost make it? And they said he. I'm also mad because they said he had a big part of that battle, and he had no goddamn part of that battle, and y'all sent him up north.
They
This budget,
know.
man. This budget.
Killing me. Strumming my pain with this finger.
Y'all tripping. So Varys and Tyrion talk about John being king and the
Oh.
possibilities of that.
Lord.
Maybe him and Danny can get married.
I just want to get married. At a
But
very
no, because she don't like her authority
I-
questioned at all. I just
Oh,
don't.
she.
Well, I don't understand because he doesn't want to be king anyway. So why couldn't they just get
He
married and he
already
just be
has
like,
it. Whatever.
you go do all the stuff. I'll be over here. I don't get
It's
it.
because it's Danny.
True.
Because it's Danny.
And I guess the lords, if they get married and they decide to do that, the lords probably wouldn't be here for
No.
referring to her. But they just gonna have to get over it, and then John would just have to put his foot down and I don't know. I don't know. She just wants to be the only one in charge.
Literally.
The only one in
She's
charge.
like, no.
She's not self-aware enough to know that like maybe you need a yin and yang, man. You do need somebody to talk you down. But when they are on this trip, Rhaegal
Oh.
gets shot out of fucking nowhere.
No. No.
Fucking
That
nowhere.
was so, like. And I knew because I was just like, look, they just got through a really rough battle, okay? Already had to take
Girl,
down Viserion. Viserion has gone.
I had no
They was
idea.
like, oh, let's take another dragon.
I
Budget
like
cuts?
honestly,
Is
I
that
was
budget
sitting there like
cuts too?
probably, bitch. I had no idea though. Like I was sitting there, like just minding. I think I had ice cream, just sitting there minding my own damn business. I should have been eating. And like I saw the first arrow like out of nowhere, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs. And then I saw the second one go through his neck, bitch. And I had to get up and walk away. I had to.
That was like, that. Huh. Rhaegar didn't deserve that,
He
okay?
did.
He did
That
not
was.
deserve.
I'm tired of y'all treating these animals like this. First of all, Ghost lost an ear.
You're a fuck face.
You such a fuck face with your twirly ass mustache. You a bitch.
You need some mustache wax. You douchebag.
You need some pomade or some shit, bitch.
Just start flaming his
Beard
ass.
brush, bitch. Can't stand you. Or mustache brush. Ugh. And then he attacks the rest of the fleet, pretty much annihilates her fleet, which I'm mad at them for going back to Dragonstone and not having like a scout or something. They should they got
It
lazy.
was
They got
sloppy. It
compliant.
was sloppy.
So sloppy. So sloppy. But anyway, Cersei tells Euron she's pregnant. She blames him.
That
This is
ain't
Maury,
your
bitch.
baby.
You are not the father,
That
bitch.
ain't your baby. I just gotta let you know
And
that
Kyber
ain't your
and Kyber just kind of
baby.
nods like, yeah.
That's your baby.
She looked so disgusted in that moment too,
Dude,
telling
she didn't.
him.
She didn't even look like she wanted to be near him. She looked like she would have snapped her fingers and had the mountain kill him in a heartbeat.
Like she just not look entertained at all. But Cersei,
Yes, dear baby.
I don't know. I really want to know what they're gonna do with this baby plot. Like I honestly, there's so many questions.
Jamie
Game of
probably gonna do it,
Thrones. He gonna kill her. He gonna have
and then
to.
he gonna find out later.
Danny wants to burn the city.
Surprise, surprise. It's like her signature move.
She wants to burn everybody the fuck up.
Well, if they don't want to bow down to me, I'm just gonna like burn down their whole fucking city. Okay.
Cause fuck you.
Cause I have dragons. Well, technically one, but I have, but I have dragons.
Drogon will like this bitch. And Varys looks her in the eye and says, "You told me that if I ever thought that you were making a mistake, that I should look you in the eye and tell you the truth." And he said, "You are making a mistake." Because his goal is always to been to protect the realm and the people.
Don't say you don't want advice if you not gonna take the advice.
And that's the thing about Danny. She don't want the advice. She just wants to have advisors because she's a queen.
Be honest
quote
with
unquote.
me.
Yeah, I don't like that honesty. I'm gonna burn you. You stupid bitch. But anyway,
You so
Danny
fucking
says,
sensitive.
Danny does. Oh, she agrees to it. She says, "All right, I." Well, she kind of agrees to it. She mostly says, "We will try one more time." That way, if she doesn't do what I say, and I blow up the city, everybody knows that it was Cersei's fault, pretty much.
Dang.
Whatever. Danny tripping.
Danny always tripping.
But Varys is not having it. He's talking about flipping on Danny like that, bitch. He is ready to get out of there. He's like, we need to start talking to John about John
Sean,
and
yeah.
putting John on the throne. And Tyrion doesn't want to do it. Tyrion wants to be loyal. Poor Tyrion. This is the first time he served somebody that he really cared about,
That's
though.
true.
So I
I
don't
think
blame him.
all the other times have been for him just to get ahead, but
Exactly.
yeah,
Or forced upon him, like by his father.
true. Yep, yep.
But in this case, he wants to stay loyal to his queen, and I get it. But she crazy.
No matter which
And
side you go.
yeah. And the only thing that I was not here for and was that Tyrion said, "What about her?" And Varys kind of looked at him like, which means that they're probably gonna try to kill her again.
Uh, of course.
I feel bad. Jamie finds out about Cersei's attack from Sansa, who says, I wish I were there when they kill your sister," and that did not sit well with Jamie apparently, because he gets up in the middle of the fucking
And
night
you leave
and takes off
poor Brienne
in a house coat,
in a
bitch.
house coat. You just you just laid down her first experience of pipe
Ugh,
and you leave.
that
Dude, that hurts.
it
I feel
hurts
so
so
sad for
bad.
her.
And she ugly cried.
That
She was
was she was
sad,
heartbroken.
and I
Like
felt that.
I think she literally felt like her love was leaving her.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide with Jamie if he truly believes that him and Cersei are meant to be together, and that he's a hateful person. I would really hate it if they go back on his entire character arc in this moment. I hope that he is faking it.
That's what I was thinking too. And I think now that I had a chance to watch like some of the scenes over again, I think what he meant by that was he was a hateful person, meaning he loves Cersei, but he's also extremely hateful because he's done such horrible things because of his love for her.
Yeah,
I definitely think it was like he's like I'm just as hateful too. Like no, like it's really about I hate
regret.
myself for the type of person that I've become for the sake
Right,
of I love you, for the sake that like I'm in love with you.
right. I
He's like I had on my blinders. Like I feel like that's basically
I
what's
feel like
his.
he has to go there to be the Queen Slayer because he's the only one who is going to be able to get close enough
Arya,
to
no way.
Cersei, and I think he knows that. And I think he's going on a suicide mission, and that breaks my heart. But I can't picture Brienne and Jamie's story and anything else
Yeah.
but tragically. I
Bleak.
really can't. Yeah, it's Jamie. You will be missed, my dear.
You calling her already?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been saying Jamie's gonna die this series too. I thought he was gonna die in a long night because Bran with his cryptic ass, but he didn't. But I don't think he's gonna make it through the end of the series, and I don't think Grey Worm is gonna make it either. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Not.
Because Missandei, I don't know if I said it. Missandei was kidnapped
Yep.
during the attack on the fleet when they killed Rhaegal. And Tyrion, after they decide they're going to try to reason with Cersei, he walks up to Qyburn, is going to be the hand of the queens, talking. And Qyburn is just being a real creepy ass. Oh, I don't like to hear the sound of children burning either.
But you dabble in necromancy. Shut up.
Shut up. And not only that, but like, how you know what the sound of children screaming sound like? That was just a very creepy statement for him to say. But Tyrion ain't having none of his shit. He don't want to talk to him, so he goes
Move
storming
it.
past
Get
him
out the way.
to go talk to his sister.
Move.
How the hell Tyrion didn't get killed in that moment, and how
Definitely should have
Cersei,
been an arrow
he
shower.
should have been dead, and how Cersei didn't realize that Bronn didn't go kill them. I don't understand. I don't get that. That has to be a plot hole.
Yeah.
So she didn't even look surprised, but she walks up to him, or he walks up to him. He says, "Please don't do this. I know you don't care about your people. I know the people don't care about you, but at the very least, do this for your child that you are about to bear. Don't get yourself killed doing stupid shit." And
Cause he
Cersei,
knows what Danny will do.
you can't tell Cersei shit.
Nope. Just like you can't tell Danny shit.
Yep. They got a lot of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of commonalities, and she turns to Masande and says, "If you have any final words, say it now." Clearly, she is not hearing Tyrion, and she does not give a fuck about the city and her baby, apparently. or she just thinks that there's no way that they can beat them, which they probably can't. We'll see.
We gonna see.
And Masande says Dracarys, which is so sad because Dracarys is the same word that freed her,
Mm.
and she's in chains. She was a slave. Danny was the breaker of
Yeah.
chains. Cersei decided that she wanted to be symbolic and turn her back into a slave. And chop her head off in front of everybody,
Including
and
Grey Worm.
including Grey Worm.
So sad. That's so sad.
And Danny's face, like
Oh, that anguish.
the extreme or the swinging of emotions for Amelia Clark in that moment, where she looked surprised and then anguished
Yeah.
and then furious,
Infuriated.
furious,
Mhm.
and I just loved seeing that swing. And it next week, honey, I don't know what she's gonna do. And I've been talking shit about Danny and like how she feels entitled and shit, but I can't see how she's not gonna light them up next week.
I mean,
You killed her best friend
literally.
and her dragon, and she tried to reason with you after you killed her dragon, and then you killed her best friend. She's about to fuck y'all up, and I can't say that I blame her, Cersei.
Yeah, I I can't say I would do worse. Like the
Yeah,
equivalent of losing a child
yeah.
and your best friend, literally in like the same day.
Mhm. Fuck you,
Yeah,
Cersei.
she
You
whatever.
getting messed up.
Yeah, I think whatever
You're not gonna make it.
whatever she gets is.
So, what do you think gonna happen next week?
Oh, okay. Next week. So I'm trying to think of from the teaser everything that happened.
I mean, I heard it's gonna be a battle. I heard it's gonna be like another big ass battle.
You know what?
I've
I
heard it's
hope
bigger than Long
Drogon just
Night.
set some bitches on fire.
I think it's going to be. So you remember a few seasons ago when Bran touched the weirwood tree and he got this vision of all the stuff, and it was like a weird mixture of past events and future
Mhm.
events. So one of the pictures that he saw was a single dragon, which now it makes sense
Yep.
because she only has one dragon now, flying over King's Landing, and I think that's probably going to be the shot for next week.
You know what?
Because
Okay, go ahead. I have like a
it's all future stuff.
story.
No, what's up?
Okay, so there was I had like this Game of Thrones dream, right? It was like one of those towns that like Daenerys would come to, and I was like this royal aide to like the king or whatever at the
Uh-huh.
time. I think it might have been a queen. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Anyway, I just remember like there were guards, so we were outside like in like a sun temple or whatever, and we were outside, and then it was like these guards around that were like ready to fight at any moment. And all of a sudden we just hear like this really like loud like seashell horn, and then all of a sudden a dragon just whooshes over and literally just set our shit on fire.
Oh
So
no!
I don't know if I was having a brand moment like, oh my god,
Weirwood tree.
oh my god, it's the werewolf tree.
I think next week is gonna be interesting. I'm
I'm
very
excited.
curious. I'm excited too. I don't know how they're gonna end it, especially considering they killed the Night King so early in the season.
Hmm.
I was kind of confused as to where they were gonna go with it, but now I think it's rather clear. Next week is gonna be. I think next week will be the final battle. I think Cersei probably is gonna die next week, and
Hmm.
then episode 6 will be the wrap up.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I definitely think there's gonna be a couple major character deaths
Yeah.
this
So I
episode.
think Jamie's gonna die, and I think Cersei's gonna die next week, and I think the Hound's gonna die, and probably Arya
Wow, I'm gonna throw the mountain in there too.
in the mountain. Probably Kyber. Kyber.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, we'll see though.
We gonna see.
Game of
Mm.
Thrones has been breaking my heart, but guys, thank you so much for listening to Winter is Female. This is your host, Brittany.
And this is Tara.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye!